Shalom, 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 Yasha Allah. This your boy, Brother Shamuel Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Pestilence, right? First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory. I'm going to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, right? That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, right? And the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth. Mighty shalom to the Akim, who are out there on the highways and hedges, risking their lives, to push this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth. Mighty shalom. Like I said, today's lesson is going to be called Pestilence. And one of my Akim, posted in our little group thing that we got from End Time News headlines. It says multiple global pestilence threaten to spiral completely out of control. Okay, I'm just going to read a little bit of it, and I'm going to go over some scriptures, to show you, that these things are to come to pass. Okay. So like I said, it says multiple global pestilence threaten to spiral completely out of control. Let's read it. It says opinion. It says, do you remember the nightmares that were experienced in 2020 and 2021? Nobody wants to go through anything like that again. But right now, multiple pestilence are raging all over the planet, and one or more of them could potentially spiral completely out of control. It says, for a long time, I have warned my readers that we have entered an era of great pestilence. Humanity's ability to manipulate diseases greatly exceeds humanity's ability to control diseases. Let me see if I can just scroll down. Let's see. It says, as you read this article, scientists all over the world are playing with some of the most dangerous bugs humanity has ever known. This is a recipe for disaster, and it is only a matter of time before we are experiencing a crisis worse than anything we went through in 20 and 21. It says in recent months, I have been keeping a very close eye on the flu, right? The flu with wings. It says it has already killed hundreds of millions of birds around the globe and is now infecting mammals on a widespread basis. One expert has been monitoring, right, the flu with wings for decades, says that we are witnessing right now is extremely worrying. It says Salaki, if I don't know how to say the name, describes the spiraling infections in animals as being unprecedented and says that urgent surveillance is needed to monitor whether, the fluid wings begin spreading between pigs or ferrets, animals that have similar receptor profile to humans, right? And like I say, the article kind of just goes on, and it talks about, the states, right? Let's read this part. It says, so far, the USDA scientists have confirmed that the fluid wings in 21 herds in 7 states. Texas has the most with 9. Texas officials believe the number of infected herds is much higher, right? So this, these pestilence, they're coming along, right? They're coming along because now I guess it's infected in cattle, right? So these things are upon us, So let's get into a couple scriptures, right? First off, let's see what pestilence is. Let's look it up. Okay, slip Salakia. All right, so it says pestilence. It says a fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague. It says Let's see. The Merriam-Webster says the meaning of pestilence is a contagious or infectious epidemic disease that is virulent and devastating, right? It says especially the bubonic plague. Okay, so pestilence, is, something that can spread rapidly, and like you see, they say that scientists have been playing around with this stuff and altering the stuff. Hey, but you know that this stuff was prophesied to happen. Okay, these things are are upon us. Okay, so let's matter of fact, let's hear what Yahawashi said. Salakia, Yahawashi told us, about these times and the things that would be happening. Here we go. I'll start at verse number 3, right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world, right? And Yahawashi answered, saying unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, right? And shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdoms against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? And we see that we are here. We're at this point. We've had the earthquakes in diverse places. We've had the pestilence. We've had the wars and rumors of wars. Kingdoms rising up against kingdoms. Let me see. What else we got here? Salakia. Here we go. This is verse number 29. Right, it says the coming of the Son of Man. It says, immediately after tribulation in those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Right? Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, right? And that's talking about the chariots, right? With power and with glory, right? And he shall send forth his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds and from one end of heaven to the other, right? So when Yahawashi comes, of course, he's coming, with the host of angels and the chariots, and he's coming to gather the elect, from the four winds of the earth, and to, destroy Babylon, and put the other nations, under his feet, But what I wanted to get was, in verse number 7, it says, For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So these, Yahawashi talked about pestilence, and the Bible, talks, there's many scriptures that talk about pestilence, in the earth, matter of fact, in the Apocrypha, so like here, let's go to the Apocrypha, right? So, these things are all prophesied, in that article, it talks about it, but these things are talked about that they were going to happen. Okay. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse number 6. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse number 5. It says, Behold, saith Yahawah, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For the wicked have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Okay? So the Lord is bringing these pestilence, and he's using, he's using his men, he's using these, the scientists who created the waster, right? Which is talking about that ICBM missiles, that are going to destroy this place, Babylon, turn this place into the lake of fire. He's using these scientists too to create these diseases, these epidemics, to spread across, right? Let me see. Let's go down to here we go, verse 27. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 27, it says, "Now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him." Right? These things are gonna stay upon us. People are looking for relief and thinking that, no, it's not. At this point, we've seen the signs of the coming of the times, and we know that the end draws nigh. Okay? So these things are going to remain, in the earth, and they're just going to get more rapid and rapid, right? 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 49, it says, "I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death." These things were meant, to put destruction and death, upon, whoever the Lord has deemed worthy for it to happen, right? Let's see. 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse number 14, it says, "Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth," right? And one of those, this plague is talking about those ICBM missiles, but, throughout the scriptures, these pestilence and these different things, just as in the days, there's nothing new under the sun, as in the days of Egypt, these things are coming upon us, and there's this right here. This is it. So this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse number 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb with pains. When the child cometh, they slack not a moment," right? So these things are going to continue, the plague, the pestilence, the earthquakes. These things are going to continue to plague the earth as a woman in travail, we just had that solar eclipse, that, representing and symbolizing that the Son of Man is coming, the end is coming soon, but these prophecies and these things must be fulfilled too before, we know the Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, right, has to be implemented, in World War III, and then, the ICBM missiles, Yahawashi, returns, okay? So these things must come to pass, but these things, like a woman in travail, her contractions are going to get closer and closer. So are these pestilence. They're just going to become, sharper, and more, right? It says, verse 39, "Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side," right? Because, and you saw with the article, this is a global thing, man, right? The Lord is visiting, right? What's that? 2nd Esdras 9. 2nd Esdras 9, verse 2, it says, "Then thou shalt understand that is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." It says, "Therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? And Yahawashi, told us that the pestilence were coming, the earthquakes, all these things, were going to be coming to this place before before his return. Okay, so these things are coming, and listen, the men of Yahawashi, the prophets, they prophesy these things, right? We bring this out all the time. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse number 8, right? And it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, right? Of war and of evil and of pestilence. Okay? So, the men of the Lord have been prophesying, right? Because this is what's supposed to happen, right? And you see these things, these people are worried and they're afraid of these things, right? Because they see that these things are coming upon the earth, but this is what the men of Yahawashi have been prophesying. Okay, that war, evil, and pestilence is coming. Okay, let's skip this one real quick, and I'm gonna close it out. This is Psalms, chapter 91, and let's see. For those who abide in the shadow of Yahawashi, I'll start at verse 1. Right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 91, and verse 1. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahshai, he is my refuge and my fortress and my power. In him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day. Right? Talking about those ICBM missiles. Nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor the destruction that wasteth at noonday. It says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made Yahweh Shemel Shai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Right? So understand that the Lord's elect, they're going to be protected of these things, man. But these things have been spoken to come upon the earth, and they're going to come, So just understand that. So, Lord's will, this was edifying, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Mighty shalom to the elect, to the 144,000 men, 12,000 from each tribe, and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep praying for one another, right? Keep watching and praying, Stay diligent, stay focused, We're too close to the end, okay? And with that, I want to say shalom.